She was the most famous woman in the world, until her voice vanished into the static of the Pacific. In sun-drenched Kansas, a young Amelia Earhart built her own roller coaster, tasting the exhilaration of flight, long before she ever saw a plane. At a state fair, she saw a rickety biplane of rusty wire and wood, dismissing it as uninteresting. But a decade later, a 10-minute flight over Los Angeles changed everything. She knew instantly she had to fly. She cropped her hair short, slept in a new leather flying coat to age it, and saved every dollar for lessons. Earhart set a world altitude record for female pilots. Her yellow biplane, the Canary, climbing high above California. Her big break came unexpectedly, an invitation to be the first woman to cross the Atlantic by air. Not as pilot, but as a passenger. Locked inside the Friendship seaplane, she was mere baggage, while pilots battled fog and a failed radio over the ocean. They landed in a Welsh estuary, lost and low on fuel, making Amelia an instant global celebrity against her own modest wishes. She returned to a ticker-tape parade in New York, but vowed that someday she would cross the Atlantic alone. On a blustery day in 1932, she took off from Newfoundland in her single-engine Lockheed Vega, aiming for Paris. She fought icy conditions and mechanical problems for nearly 15 hours, landing in a northern Irish pasture instead. A farmhand asked if she had flown far from America. She replied, becoming the first woman to fly the Atlantic solo. Her fame skyrocketed. She became friends with Eleanor Roosevelt, championed women's rights, vowed set speed record after speed record. By 1937, she envisioned her greatest challenge, a 29,000-mile flight around the world at its equator. Purdue University funded a cutting-edge, twin-engine Lockheed Electra, which she called her flying laboratory. With master navigator Fred Noonan, she embarked westward from Miami, crossing continents and oceans with determined precision. They arrived in Lae, New Guinea, with over 22,000 miles behind them. Only the vast Pacific remained. On July 2nd, they took off for Howland Island, a tiny speck of land 500 miles away. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca waited near Howland, ready to guide them home with radio signals. But Earhart's signals were broken by static. She could hear the ship, but they could not get a bearing on her. "My gas is running low," came her final, faint transmission over the endless blue expanse. Then, only silence. A massive naval search scoured the ocean, but found no trace of the Electra, Noonan, or Amelia Earhart. She was declared dead 2 years later, the disappearance sealing her legend as one of history's greatest mysteries. Her legacy endures not in a wreckage found, but in the spirit of every dreamer who looks to the sky and dares